just even coming to Georgetown. I was in Fort Worth. I moved to Texas in 1987 from New York, and I chose to come to Texas, actually. And so, I mean, I knew that once I came to wherever I went, because I was going to start a cosmetic skincare line. That was my goal, because I'd worked in that industry for many, many years. And I took a job with Alcon Laboratories in Fort Worth, which I chose to take that job because I could work with sophisticated chemists, because I'm not a chemist, a sales marketing background. And so when I was going to do a spa in the early 2000s, it was time to do that and to have a home base, because I'd been traveling the United States and internationally marketing our skincare brands. And but I am an esthetician, but never had worked in in a spa, so to speak, just educating. So I was going to do a spa in Fort Worth, and then I saw Georgetown in the summer of 2003, and I basically stopped in my tracks, because the essence of Georgetown just spoke to me. I lived in Connecticut for many years, and so I said this to Chris Damon the first time I met him, that this reminded me so much of Ridgeville, Connecticut, where I lived, including the diagonal parking. And so I started really doing market research on the area, and this is 2003, and the first weekend I saw it was Market Days. And I was with my daughter, who had moved down to this area. And so I started doing market research and really saw, I mean, Sun City is here, you know, demographics for a spa, but also outside of Boston, the road systems with the tollways were being, you know, built and designed at that time. So I came in 2004, started Valentine's weekend, and took a one-room skincare room in Rachel & Company, which is a salon in Georgetown, and drove back and forth every week. But from the moment I started, I didn't put on the square, but I started marketing. I joined the chamber and started getting involved in the community with the Novita Spa. I mean, I didn't advertise Rachel & Company, I said at Rachel & Company. And so during that season, I met Janine Weisbrod. I didn't put this down in my outline, but I was thinking about the cross-promotion, and I met Janine Weisbrod, who had opened her store Diva, and it was next to Wildfire in the Palace. And she became a client and a friend. And during that year of 2004, she and her husband were thinking of going into the Golds building. By this point, Brian Farney had bought those buildings. And so she knew my vision of being on the square. Because I mean, from that day, in July of 2003, I said, I'm going to be on the square. And it also made a lot of sense to me from a geographic, from right off of 35, close to Austin and so forth. So they were gracious enough to offer me the opportunity to go into that building, and a lot of people don't even remember that, but we were on the gallery in the building of Diva. So you talk about main cross-promotion, meaning we had one side of their loop of checkout area. We had one side, they had the other, and we cross-promoted each other. So from the moment I started in Georgetown, cross-promoting. And I've always felt that, you know, to be in a community, you need to be involved in the community. So I've been involved with the chamber. I was on the DGA board for 3 years, and just really working with every aspect. I was thinking, Chris, that how one of the, didn't put this down, but we did, when you opened the Landmark, we did margaritas and manicures for about a year and a half, and so cross-promoting. But basically, in the essence of our business, we are a clinical spa. There are different types of spas. Most of you, I'm sure, don't even think about this, but there's a destination spa, which would be, let's say, Lake Austin Spa, the Hyatt in Bastrop. That's a destination. And so you very much would, I mean, you would not go back there on a regular basis unless you took a lot of vacations. And then there are just relaxation spas, which really just, that is what they do, just maybe massage, or maybe just a gentle facial, and when I say gentle, not result-oriented, clinical, and I'll explain what I mean by that. And then there is a medical spa. Well, we combine the two, or actually all three, and one of our marketing lines is your local destination day spa. because today we saw from the Poppy Festival how many people are coming to Georgetown who do not live in Georgetown. And so this area is growing with people coming for the day or a week. Southwestern is part of that. So we address all of those aspects, but clinical excellence, meaning that we do result-oriented skincare, body care, and we have a program called Safe Spa. We do a Medi-Nail program. And with that, our providers are trained with a national program that we pay for them to do. It's an OSHA training. And so from there, we went to all the podiatrists in the area and shared with them, because with the aging population, one of the challenges people have are their feet. Well, I walked in this morning, great serendipity, Carolyn and her husband went to a podiatrist at Scott and White, and she asked if he could have a pedicure, because it is a thing that should be done in a maintenance program. But you need to be careful, everyone should be careful with sanitation, and be cautious on how the nail salon, and I'm not going to indict any type of nail salon here, but meaning if they don't sanitize that basin properly, it can cause staph and strep infection and other MRSA and other things that can really be very dangerous. So we adhere to this OSHA structure. So we've gone to all the podiatrists in the area, and this is what this gentleman handed to Carolyn and her husband. So we bring them literature, we have their literature, and the same as with aesthetics. As an esthetician, I am always looking at someone's skin, and I will never say, oh, this is precancerous or this, but what we will say is this looks questionable, you need to have this checked. And so we do a lot of cross-promotion with Dr. Miller and Dr. Edelman, Vitology Skincare. And they, in turn, we do types of facials that they don't do. And so they're medical spas, and so and medical dermatology businesses. So they send people to us, refer people to us. So in our scope of our license and scope of our business, we focus on what we do, who we are and what we are, and market to the appropriate, as I said, to the podiatrist and the dermatologist. But then from a marketing position, the playing field is wide open. Everything is a possibility, everything. As I said, margaritas and manicures to all the restaurants. I'm happy to hear that the Monument from a catering, because we use most all of the restaurants, and I say most all, the ones that will deliver, for our spa lunches. And we use the Georgetown Winery and their wine for events. We can certainly, start working with others. But marketing and promoting the restaurants and the businesses on the square, that certainly pertain to our business. Now, one of the areas that I've thought about over the years, and we really have not done this, and we need to do this, but is with the Palace. But we do have a program with St. Gabriel Bed and Breakfast. And with that, you can go on their website and our website, and there's what's called a couples retreat. And people will come to our website and see it, and we actually are, not booking their hotel room, but will then refer them back over to them, and or even take their names and call the St. Gabriel. But we work very closely with them, and also, Southwestern weekends, parents coming in, that same type of thing. But I've often thought with that couples retreat, which is most often used for anniversaries, but again, people coming into Georgetown, not necessarily living here, but I've had people who live here want to get away from the children and, and stay there, and then come to the spa and enjoy, couple massage and steam and facials and so forth. But I've often thought that having a theater ticket and part of that package would be, a great idea. So, we as a company, also philanthropically, we do not say no to anybody, honestly. I mean, if we get, I'm sure you get this too, but we have a greater ability to handle this, when organizations come in and ask for donations. What we do is, instead of, and if it's something that is large and we really want exposure, we will do services, and we've many times done day packages, but we do not say no to anyone. And so we actually use our products as a promotion with that. And so we have gift bags that have our name and put our products in it. So then again, people are aware of our products that we not only use at the Novita Spa on the square, but sell nationally and internationally. And just one of the reasons I wanted to do a spa was because my heart has always been in education and support to the trade. One of the challenges in the United States with the, let's just use the salon, let's use the word the salon industry, is education. The same board that I took to get my aesthetic license in 1992 is the same licensing exam that they're giving today. That's not good. And so, but the demand from the consumer, you know, is so much greater with clinical treatments, peels and microdermabrasion and photofacials and so forth. And so my heart has always been to help people succeed in their craft and be successful. And because it's a lot more than just doing a facial or a massage. It really is interfacing like this and marketing and working with your community. And so we have what we call the affiliate program. And so I had to have a spa to be, meaning because what I was tired of doing is standing in front of a classroom of people, whether it was 50 people or 1,000 people, and saying, you need to do this and you need to do that, and I never did it. So I said, you know, it's time to do this. And so, and I did do consulting with spas for many years too, directly. And so that's why I decided it was time to do it myself. So as I said, God stepped in, and instead of doing it in Fort Worth, I'm here in Georgetown, Texas. But with the community, I'm very excited because as this grows, we now have a warehouse and offices over on Halmar Cove. And so we moved that to Georgetown as well. And so I'll be able to introduce many people from around the United States to Georgetown, Texas. And in March of 2010, we were honored to be given the honor, I should say, of Spa of the Month with Les Nouvelles Esthétiques magazine, which is actually an international trade publication. And I do some writing for them, you know, yearly. But you know, there are spas, you know, it's like the Playmate of the Month. I mean, so there's spas from all over the country that had that, you know, monthly honor. And so Georgetown, and actually I gave the article to Shelley and the Chamber, and it's on Shop Georgetown, because actually it's really more of an article about Georgetown than it is of me, or our company. And so I'm very, very honored and proud to be in Georgetown, Texas. And the heart and the soul and the spirit, no matter how, and Carolyn has been here a very long time, but you know, just in the years I've been here, it's grown a lot. But that's why I wanted to be on the square. I'm sure that's why you are, because, Judy, because no matter how large this area grows, and it will, this still is the heart and soul of Georgetown. And as the, you know, when I used to travel weekly in and out of DFW Airport, I could be in New Jersey or, you know, Oregon, and other than different topographical, you know, differences, you know, the strip centers were strip centers, you know, the Gap and da-da-da-da-da. And this is a unique, very unique environment. And as I said, I'm just very proud to be here.
It's great to have you here. Any questions? We'll have a time when they've all presented to have some overall discussion on the topic, but any